Hi, thanks for clicking on my video. My name is Alejandra Sofia and this is Star Power Alchemy YouTube, delivering to you the astrological news from the macrocosm to the microcosm of you. I'm tuning in to the sign of Scorpio via the April 4th, 5th, 2019 Aries New Moon that's coming in. And a couple announcements first. I am offering 30-minute $60 new moon readings and an astrology class, a spring astrology class from April 17th until June 19th, learning your chart via the planets, signs, and houses for an 11-week course. So please email me at starpoweralchemy@gmail.com for more information about either or both. And then please click on my Aries New Moon 2019 video below in the descriptions. Scorpio, you are steeping in the invisible. You are a fixed water sign, and it is a deep, deep territory, and you are really, really needed to come out into the open more than any other sign. Because it is very easy to get, it's very easy to be unconscious, right? It's very easy to be unconscious. What's harder? Well, consciousness is harder, and it takes willingness to get conscious, and it takes time and effort to get deep into these layers, because Scorpio is a layered sign. It is a fixed sign, and fixed signs, all fixed signs across the board. There's the core four of the fixed signs, and one of them is Scorpio. And so those signs, because of their fixedness, are layered. You are layered with a lot of false identification, Scorpio. Okay, you are layered with false identification, and it easily becomes, when you're falsely identified deeply and unconsciously with negative factors, it's easy as you view yourself that way, although it's not a viewing sign yet until you start to crack yourself open and get underneath, because it's deeply psychological and Plutonian, and that's who Pluto is as a ruler of you, is to go down deep and unearth and feel, and it's going to come through realization of things, belief systems that you have been holding. And so a great way with this Aries New Moon, the Aries New Moon is causing you to want to come out with causes, like to spearhead some causes. You are being called out into the open, into this field of activism, right? You're not by nature, Scorpio, in your unconscious form, you're not an activist. You'd rather just, stay hidden from yourself, and you don't want to know the truth, and the truth hurts about yourself and things you've been holding. And so I just want to give you a little more support around that and confidence, and because you also can kind of bind up inside and be like, no, and you can get kind of like, don't, because you're fixed, and I don't want to feel that. I don't want to know that. And so it's really getting honest with yourself about your own negativity. And again, it's challenging to see, but if you're willing, there can be so much transformation and empowerment, and deep in there. The reason why I want to encourage you to do so is because you have regeneration and metamorphosis inside of you, what you can be. Imagine being something else that you've never been. It's going to take you being willing to really suck up where you've been holding negativity about yourself, about the world, about other cultures, about people. Get real honest. But underneath all that, that's just a layer. Underneath all that is love, Scorpio. You are a sign that is after love. You are hungry for love. You know that's all there is. You know that all there is union deep inside. And so you get caught up in the channels of distortions, between the masculine and the feminine. So there's personal, you are karmic. You got stuck in the past, the deep, deep ancient past. That's another thing to know about your sign, that you're a lineage holder. You're carrying the lineage of karmas that go way back. And we're still working those karmas out. And that's why you're absolutely needed at this time to come out into the open, clear yourself, heal yourself, push beyond. You need to push beyond, even though you might think, but that's not the way I am. I challenge you to be like, you are that. You go for it, go do it, go do those things that you don't identify with anyway. And I mean on a positive level. And that's what Aries is doing for you and offering to you this new moon, is to venture out in areas you have never been before, and they have to do with causes. Stand up and fight for something. Stand up and fight for a cause. Choose a cause that you know, your health and wellness. I mean, this is the sixth house is a really dynamic house, actually. It's a collective house, and it has to do with the ecology. It has to do with mapping a future for humanity as well, a positive future, and being a part of building a positive future, and creating culture anew. So you have Scorpio, or you have Aquarius in your fourth house. You are actually a cultural sign, but it's going to take you personally coming out from your enclosures, stepping out in all the ways that you identify with negation. And you may not know that, because you can be a really stubborn sign that thinks that's the important thing that I want to encourage, is just like, get honest with yourself in a beautiful way. Create a safe space for you and for yourself to be like, gulp, suck it up. Wow, whoa, I have been thinking that way. I have been feeling that way, because Aries wants you to come out into the open, very, very much so. And it's going to help you the more you understand that you are a part, you're writing a new culture. You are day by day, you use your time with Saturn and Capricorn in your third house. I recommend, one of the things I recommend is writing, or in some way verbally coming out, because you can get really stuck in self-negation, where you are negating parts of yourself that need to get expressed, that need to get communicated, where you felt really uncomfortable and unsafe doing that. So it's time to build up some courage. Aries is taking you out there like a soldier, a warrior, new earth warrior rising in that sixth house. Saturn in Capricorn is coming into a T-square with this Aries new moon that involves the Aries new moon. Come out into the culture, learn more information, get more info, because another thing that can happen with you, Scorpio, is you're not taking in the news, you're not taking in what's happening. What I recommend, because you're not an intellectual sign, you feel things, is just take little, read a little bit about the news. Like, you're just taking up Gemini a little bit, you're count one of your brothers in the zodiac, and just be like, okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of what Gemini does, and just like this much. When Gemini's doing it all the time, it's just taking up its environment. And just read a little bit of the news and just feel what comes up for you. Feel what happens to you, or find out what issues really light you up, and begin to get involved with them in some way. In some way, get involved with those issues. And because the sixth house is an equalizing field. It's seeking equality. It is seeking fairness and justice for all. So issues, dealing with racism, dealing with sexism, dealing with environmentalism, all the isms. It's the isms. That's Scorpio. That's what it is. It's all about the isms for you. And so the Saturn coming in a T-square in your third house, just get involved one way or another. Read the news, but maybe it's just like you spend 15 minutes getting some news, and the ways that inspires you to maybe start a blog, share your feelings, share your process with yourself. Definitely have some kind of healing group, because you are a water sign. It really helps you if you are communicating with others and creating some kind of safe circle to push beyond, a safe circle to feel discomfort, if that makes sense. But and that needs to make sense, because that's what time it is, because we need to get comfortable with discomfort, because in reality, there's discomfort everywhere. So as you're working with discomfort more consciously, Scorpio, and so working with Uranus out there on your descendant in Taurus, it is about coming out and revolutionizing your experience of discomfort, so you do come out from these deeply invisible places and these deep insecurities that are like knives embedded in you, and of how you continue to negate yourself and others, and the universe, and to pull these daggers out of you, and so that you can use that dagger and start going deep into your psychology to clear out the dark caverns, the ghosts in your closet, you know. So yeah, so there is a coming out, and there's a really arriving to the times and looking at what time it is, on the earth in your life, and making some really important adjustments that are allowing you to make day by day adjustments in your reality. I recommend writing in one way or another, or sharing sharing yourself more from a place of authenticity. And with that, I am complete, Scorpio, wishing you much love.